Hey cats, it's your midsole man EDDBUD here. Time for another dose of running related news for you. Going to explore the new shoes worn by Kipchoge and the gang over the weekend, and some new releases that are dropping very soon in the near future. Let's get to it. Thanks for joining me on the channel, it is always appreciated. Do hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Also give this video a thumbs up, like, and drop us a comment for the algorithm. Danke schön. So it was London and Manchester Marathon last weekend, saw the world's focus shift to the UK for a little while at least. Did bring some unseasonably warm temperatures with it as well. I think it was even hotter actually after the marathons. The last sort of few days it's been like 24, 25 here. Kipchoge came in with a very respectable 6th place finish in some brand new Alphafly 4s. Now these look on the surface to be very similar to the current Alphafly 3, though the keen-eyed shoe snoopers have noticed there's a little bit more stack perhaps there in the forefoot. Some subtle differences we can talk about here. I reckon there is a tiny bit more stack, perhaps taking us back to the lower drop original model that had a 4mm heel-to-toe slope. There seems to be more Zoom X over the top of those air units, maybe to make the shoe a little bit more kind of cushioned rather than sort of out and out aggressively responsive. And the outsole has had an update as well, some different rubber patterns in the forefoot, especially around those air units. I always thought they looked a little bit like basketballs or perhaps the Pan Am logo, but they appear to be gone in this 4th version. The upper looks very similar to the current model. Let's not forget that these may be way off yet due to the recent new drop of Alphafly 3 colorways. I mean, they'd be start raving mad, wouldn't they, to suddenly put these out without any fanfare when you got loads of Alphafly 3s that have just been released. That'll be sheer madness. Nike can't be that crazy, surely. I imagine the changes to the rear rubber sections there to try and alleviate a little bit of weight, just carve out a bit more of the midsole there under the foot. I mean, they're very close, right, though, and if you've got a great shoe, if it ain't broke, there's no need to fix it. I did get to feel in hand the Adizero Pro Evo 2. It's no doubt one of the lightest shoes I've ever picked up. Just in hand there, it feels like it's made of paper or something. In fact, it did have some paper inside it, which probably made it even more amazing. But do have to remember the sample sizes always do feel really, really light compared to the boats that I put onto my feet, the UK 11s, right? Foam very soft, almost like packing material, I suppose, and the lack of significant rubber on the outsole makes for a shoe that feels almost like it's missing in action, I suppose. Though, in hand, the close nature to the Adios Pro 4 was very, very evident. You know, you can buy 2 pairs of those for the price of this, so. The silver colourway in hand was very striking, almost like a 3M quality to the fabric, and the sidewall of the midsole. Does make me wonder if the overall feel of the midsole changes are a little dependent on paint layer. You often see this happen, you get like a prototype version with no paint, and then they coat it in loads and loads of different colours and stuff in other versions, and they never feel quite the same to me. Almost feels detrimental to coat those super shoe foams in this sort of paint. Perhaps it's there to protect that very fragile foam, but does it hamper the properties? Don't know, maybe you can discuss that down in the comments. The old Zoom X on the Vaporfly 4% was something magical. It doesn't feel quite like that now. I mean, you're always worried about taking that shoe out in the rain, whether it would come back unscathed. I think there's a small release of the Pro Evo 2 coming in the very near future. I say that, I've just had a check and it's August, so that's quite a way off if you're that bothered. Got to talk Puma now. Did see a few of these knocking around at London and Manchester. I think Puma had a pretty good weekend really when it came to knocking minutes off of PBs with this shoe. Over 39 of their runners breaking personal bests on the day. They're all part of the Project 3 initiative. The participants chopping off 2 hours, 59 minutes and 19 seconds from their times. Now it goes a long way to validating the potential brilliance of this shoe. I am going to use this for some upcoming races in Martok, the 10k, and also the Hare and Half later in June. Both are super local and going to give me a great opportunity to test these out, see what the Puma Fast R3 can really do. Boston and London showed it certainly has its potential. We'll do a longer run in these over the weekend and really see what they can bring to the table. A lot of people have been asking me whether this protrusion at the front really feels odd or it feels like you're going to sort of catch your foot on it, and the answer is no. So 3 of the big brands launching some very special shoes there. Interesting times. I think Asics have got something up their sleeves as well. More on that soon. Okay, some shoe releases to let you know about that you might have missed. The Superblast 2 is back in stock in a black and sort of white and grey colourway. Very simple. Seems to be in most sizes over at sportshoes.com here in the UK for 200 notes. Wonderful shoe, perhaps one of the best I've tried out on the channel in recent times. It's super usable, great for anything from like recovery, easy efforts, through to longer runs where a carbon plate isn't needed. Getting quick though, these just appeared and they never stick around long. They last an absolute age though. Amazing durability in the outsole and the midsole. That just seems to get better and better with use. The Vaporfly Next Percent 4 hype is truly dead. Here at sportshoes.com they've got the prototype version in stock in most sizes. I mean, that is quite staggering. They would sell out in minutes in years gone by over on the Nike site, but these days the Vaporfly shoes just easy to get hold of. You can purchase them at retail. They've been sat on the Nike website for over a month now and there's still loads of pairs. That's a sign of the times. I think the hype's gone a bit on Nike aside of the Pegasus Premium and the Alphafly 3. I think we might get a release of the Saucony plated trainer, the Endorphin Speed 5 in June this year. A few sites are starting to display the shoe ready for sale, and no doubt people will be interested in this one as a softer yet slightly more forgiving plated shoe that they can use for sort of longer range training. There appears to be a new outsole design which is an improvement over the V4. All that in itself was a big improvement over the previous ones, and that's always important when you're thinking about UK variable weather conditions. That really was one area of the Speed series that needed an improvement. I'm glad to see them bringing back the White Mutant colourway as well from the original Endorphin Pro and Speed releases back in 2020. Really exciting shoe, that one, and let's hope it goes a little bit back towards that now. All in all, I don't think you have to wait long before this one launches, though it does have some serious competition now from the likes of the brilliant Nike Zoomfly 6. Okay, that's all the shoe related news for you for the time being. If I've missed any awesome stories, let me know on the email in the description of this video. Very quick musical interlude for you. This is an album I had back in 2000, in fact. Grandaddy's Software Slump. Really cool lo-fi sounding album, this one. Kind of sounds like they've made it in like a kitchen or perhaps a living room. Brilliant songs on here. My favourite being The Crystal Lake. Cool arpeggiated synths. Really basic down and dirty guitars. Nice dry kind of drum kit. And the vocals are very lo-fi. Brilliant song though. It's got awesome chord changes in it. Create this kind of weird progressive rock indie lo-fi vibe. Guess if you're a fan of like Weezer's Buddy Holly track, you'll probably like this, although it's a bit more mysterious, slightly more allure and kind of mystique to it. Go and check it out, The Software Slump from Grandaddy. Thanks for joining me on the channel, it's always appreciated. Also, thank you for the lovely comments and support after I completed the Manchester Marathon. It is really appreciated. Thanks a lot, guys. Hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up like, and also drop us a comment for the algorithm. My name's EDDBUD, and I'll be seeing you